only had 2 untapped mana, I would have gone for it. But again, I feel like here, I just don't want to risk them. What the frick is this? The spell costs 1 to cost is also in your graveyard. And it's tapped if it's not your turn. It has flash. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this already costs 2 mana, which is not bad, not gonna lie. Then they can flash that in and draw a card of a Beanstalk. This deck is cool. I like the idea. This is a cool deck. I'm building this deck for sure. I might just end this recording and build this deck and play this deck instead. Yeah, actually stop recording. I'm making this deck instead. I'm playing this deck instead. Hello everyone, it's your favorite Cosmic Weaver. I'm the Control Guy and I'm back with another video for you guys. As you saw in the pre-intro clip, I was actually recording a video of Jeskai Control. I was going to play Jeskai Possibility Storm. Is it called Possibility Storm? I think so. But it's the Jeskai deck that locks your opponent out by casting Teferi and Possibility Storm, and then they can't cast spells anymore. But I ran into a crazy cool Bant deck on the ladder, and I was so mesmerized by the deck that I decided I'm just going to build the deck instead, because that deck was creative and really good. So let's jump right into this video. For any one of you who's still waiting for MTGO content, I'm still figuring out deck renting, and I'm still figuring out like how to like not accidentally yield through my turn. So give me a sec. I have to learn MTGO. Like before I record a video there, I want to get some games in and actually play the client and like not, you know, so that the gameplay is actually good. So bear with me on that one. MTGO content coming soon. For now, we'll stick to Timeless or Arena, or maybe some Explorer, but you get the gist. Anyway, thank you guys so much for your support. My recent 2 videos have been doing really well, and I didn't expect them to like do well, like honestly, because like I've gone back to like a weekly upload schedule, so like it's really only my like the people who actually want to watch me watching me, but like the video still kind of blew up, so that's really great. I'm really happy about that, and like I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you. Anyway, let's get right into this crazy deck. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure what build we played against on the ladder, but the basic gist of the deck was it was Up the Beanstalk, which already was obviously Up the Beanstalk is a really powerful engine. It's really good. Like it was banned in Modern because it was just too good. In Legacy, it's like still played in like control shells. The reason why Up the Beanstalk is so good is it's a 2 mana enchantment that draws a card. So already it's not card disadvantage just to cast this. But then whenever you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater, you draw a card. So it's a card about the engine that doesn't tank your life total like the One Ring does. That draws you cards whenever you cast expensive spells. Now the problem is there are expensive spells that you can cast for free or cheap. Solitude, you cast it for free by exiling a white card, and then you draw a card up the Beanstalk. So you have a free removal spell that didn't cost you a card. The reason why Solitude has this ability, even though it's broken because it's free, is because you have to go down a card to use it. Get down 2 cards because the Solitude dies, right? But when you have Up the Beanstalk, you kind of don't go down 2 cards. You only go down 1 card. So basically, Solitude now becomes a free Swords to Plowshares. Then Leyline Binding, another card, insane mana cost, obviously, right? You're not going to be able to cast this, but it does remove everything in the game. It removes any non-land permanent can be put under a Leyline Binding, right? But 6 mana, who's ever going to cast it? It has Domain. So every basic land type you have makes it cost 1 less. So it's a 6-drop for Up the Beanstalk, but you're really only going to be casting it for 1 mana because you have Zagoth Triome and Raugrin Triome, which have all 5 basic land types across 2 lands. And as long as you fetch for these, you will be able to cast this as early as turn 2. So yeah, that's real nice to have that. Next, you have Commandeer. This is our Force of Will at home. Obviously, I've been advocating for Force of Will in Arena for ages. We're not going to get it probably because the arena devs don't like free counterspells. But this is a 7 mana gain control target non-creature spell. But you have to exile 2 blue cards from your hand. So it's like Solitude, but you have to exile 2 cards. If you have 2 Up the Beanstalks, that makes up for it. If you have 3 Up the Beanstalks, you're drawing a card for it. And yeah, did I mention Up the Beanstalk stacks? So if you have 2 Up the Beanstalks, they both see your spell and you draw 2 cards. Anyway, we have Altanak, which can't be cost reduced and doesn't trigger Up the Beanstalk, but you can get it back with Say Its Name. So it's basically a free big creature to have. And now the cool innovation of the deck that I saw, because this is just stock Up the Beanstalk on Arena, the cool innovation I saw is Eddymurk Crab. Now, Eddymurk Crab was printed in, I forgot the set's name, Bloomburrow, right? What it does is, it's a 7 mana 5/5 with flash. Mind you, the flash is super important. But it costs 1 less for each instant and sorcery in your graveyard. Okay, we're a control deck. We're casting a bunch of instant sorceries. We're always putting instant sorceries in our graveyard. Some put themselves into the graveyard. Some get milled by others and our sorceries themselves. We're going to brainstorm. We're going to counter spells. It's easy to get to 5 instant sorceries in your graveyard in Timeless. It's super easy. Okay? Now, this is now a 2 mana 5/5 with flash. It enters the battlefield tapped if it's not your turn. So you can cast it on your turn as a blocker, or you can cast it, flash it in on your opponent's turn. Now that on its own, I was like, as I first read this card, I didn't read the bottom text, right? I was like, okay, this is like okay. It enables your Beanstalk, so it's good, I guess. But the bottom line says that when it enters, tap up to 2 target creatures, but it has flash. So if your opponent is a creature deck and you flash this in and tap their 2 best attackers, they just don't get an attack step, and then you untap with a 5/5, which drew you a card off of the Beanstalk. You see how this starts spiraling out of control? Like, now we have a decent enough expensive threat in the deck that lets you draw cards with Beanstalk. Now, the thing with blue cards for Up the Beanstalk is I would always say it's not really good to just put 4 or Lórien Reveals in your Beanstalk deck. Yeah, it's a 5 mana spell that draws you cards with Beanstalk, but it already is drawing you cards on its effect anyway. What you need with Up the Beanstalk is either answers that trigger it or threats that trigger it. And Solitude is an answer that triggers Up the Beanstalk, which makes it good. Leyline Binding is an answer that triggers Up the Beanstalk. This Eddymurk Crab is a 5/5. It's a threat that triggers Up the Beanstalk, and that is what we were missing, right? We needed either free counter magic or a threat that should trigger Up the Beanstalk. If you look at the name Eddymurk Crab, it kind of hints at Murktide Regent, which is the go-to threat for older format Up the Beanstalk decks because it's a big creature that like just costs less. Eddymurk Crab, in a weird way, is better and worse. It's worse because it can't get bigger and it is always a 5/5 and enters tapped, but it has flash, so that makes it better. And Murktide Regent, with its delve ability, exiles the spells from your graveyard. This one just doesn't. So you can, if you have 4 mana and 2 Eddymurk Crabs, you can cast 2 Eddymurk Crabs. So I think Eddymurk Crab is a cool card, and I definitely want to try it out. I played against it, lost against it, because, again, against the control deck, I was just playing a control deck, right? This is a creature, a 5/5 with flash that doesn't die to Wrath of the Skies. I just couldn't beat that. Like, they just had 3 of them and a counterspell, and I just couldn't beat it. So yeah, great deck, really fun. No Tamiyo here. Tamiyo would be okay in this deck for sure, but I needed to make space for the Altanak package because the deck I played against was playing Seed of Hope. I just don't like Seed of Hope. I think it's just not a powerful card. It's mill 2, gain 2 life, and put a permanent card from your graveyard to from the milled cards into your hand. So if you just mill 2 instant spells, you just gain 2 life and did nothing. I don't like that. Obviously it's cool because you get to ramp out your Eddymurks early, but if you didn't draw a card of Seed of Hope, it's not worth it. And if you did, you only gained 2 cards for Eddymurk Crab. I'd rather have a 2-drop that mills 3 cards, can get back any creature or land from my graveyard, which means I'll never miss land drops for the rest of the game if I have one of these, and I can get back my Eddymurk Crabs in the late game, and will also mill instant sorceries, and it's a sorcery itself, And then, well, if you're playing Say Its Name anyway, you might as well play the Altanak package as well, because Altanak on its own is already good, because you can just discard it to ramp, and Say Its Name in the late game, you can get Altanak for free. So yeah. Up the Beanstalk with Eddymurk Crab. I think this Eddymurk Crab card might just push Up the Beanstalk over the edge as an aggressive control deck. And yeah, let's roll the curtains and see how it plays. We are running Doomskar as our sweeper. I don't think this is necessary. I think you're A-okay running Supreme Verdict as your sweeper, or I don't think you should run Wrath of the Skies, because while you can pay into Wrath of the Skies to make it cost 5 so that you draw a card, it will sweep up your Beanstalks if you pay too much energy into it, so I don't think I want Wrath of the Skies. Doomskar can be foretold to cost 3 mana and then still draw cards off your Up the Beanstalk. That's why I think Doomskar is the better bet here. But if you're playing against a tempo deck or a control deck with threats, Supreme Verdict is probably better. to the point where I might want to make that change. The reason why we're playing Doomskar as well over something like Sunfall is that you do want to destroy your creatures so that you can get them back with Say Its Name. You don't want to exile them. Anyway, that's the deck. I hope you enjoy this video, and thank you guys so much for your support. I'll see you guys in the games. Okay, we go first. We have a breeding pool into Meticulous Archive. We could also start on the Archive. I don't think it's that important to hold up Spell Pierce on turn 1, so yeah. And we do have Solitude if they're a creature deck, so yeah, I'm going to start on the Archive. Try to find more land. That counts. That's a land, so we'll keep it. Wooded Foothills. My turn. I don't really have a play anyway, so I'm gonna Brainstorm first. Maybe we hit a fetch land or something. There we go. That's a fetch land and a Boseiju. I'm gonna put back... Okay, Wooded Foothills is a weird card. This could either be Blood Moon, or it could be, it could potentially be, Violent Outburst. So, could also just be Jund. So I'm gonna keep the Boseiju just in case it's like a Blood Moon deck. And I'm gonna put back one of the redundant Leyline Bindings. And then I'm gonna play a fetch land, which is gonna fetch maybe probably a Raugrin Triome. For the colors. Commercial District, okay. Do I play Basic Forest? I don't think I play Basic Forest. No, I don't. Okay, Mountain. Birthing Ritual. Okay. No creatures in play. Alright, let's search for a Raugrin Triome. Birthing Ritual with red mana. Who is playing this? Like, what deck is this? I'm gonna get this for white mana, just in case I need it. My turn. Okay. I have 2 mana Binding available, and I have Spell Pierce. I don't have to do anything yet, because they don't have a creature in play, and this triggers at the beginning of the end step. So if they cast a creature, then I could go for a Leyline Binding on the Birthing Ritual. Wooded Foothills. Ah, I see. So you're gonna blitz it, and then you're gonna sacrifice it. That's pretty cool. So blitz, when this creature dies, draw a card, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step, and when it discard a card, create a token as a copy of another target creature you control. Okay, so that's gonna be a cool. That was gonna be a cool like thing that they want to do. I'm gonna pass through combat. They're gonna attack with it, obviously. They get 2 damage here. They don't get any. When this permanent is put into the graveyard from the battlefield. Draw a card. Okay. I could exile this thing. Maybe I exile Jax's. Maybe I exile this with a Leyline Binding. They draw a card off of this if it enters the battlefield. That's a good question. Do I exile Jax's? Or do I let Jax's die? I think I let Jax's die. I'm gonna use Leyline Binding and exile that Birthing Ritual. Okay. Cool deck concept. So they're playing Blitz Birthing Ritual. That's a cool concept. I like the idea. Put in the graveyard from the battlefield. I'm not gonna... Yeah. I'm not gonna go down in cards to exile that. I don't think that's worth it. We didn't draw a land, which just sucks. So if they have a Blood Moon, I'm gonna have to cry because Leyline Binding will cost 5 on the Blood Moon. Yeah, that's a bit awkward. Let's hope they don't have a Blood Moon. Actually, I can spell pierce a Blood Moon, so I'm not actually scared of a Blood Moon. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not scared of a Blood Moon because I can spell pierce it. Let's see what they play here. We are looking for like an Up the Beanstalk or a Mana Drain or a Say Its Name. Okay, Arena of Glory just as a red mana. Blitzing another Jaxus. Okay. I think I'm fine just taking 2 damage if they want to cycle Jaxuses here. That's okay. Again, I'm not gonna waste my like removal spells on a card that's gonna kill itself anyway. Yeah, it's a cantrip that deals 2 damage, but that's okay, right? Like this is 2 mana, deal 2 damage, draw a card. That's not too bad, right? If they have like a spell here, I see. So you want to Boseiju. I'm gonna take the action. I'm gonna get an island. And I'm gonna... Hello? What? If you control a creature. Okay. Why did it pass the end step there? I had priority. Anyway, I'm gonna Solitude this Jaxus. Now, this way they don't draw a card and they don't get the birthing ritual. And even if my Solitude gets killed, it's still a 1-for-1 trade. And this blows them out pretty hard. They don't get a card here, they don't get birthing ritual. And yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, let's move to combat. Now, right now, I'm holding up double Leyline Binding and Spell Pierce. If I foretell Doomskar, I'm only holding up 1 Leyline Binding with Spell Pierce. I think I'm going to hold up double Leyline Binding Spell Pierce. Because I don't really need to wipe the board right now anyway. Double Arena of Glory. That's interesting. Oh, they're hasting. Okay. Ooh, what's that? When Roxanne enters or attacks, create Meteorite. Okay, so they're gonna kill my Solitude here. I can't stop that from happening. They get a Meteorite, they kill Solitude, and then I'm gonna Leyline Binding their Roxanne. Solitude dies, but that's okay. This is why I don't like Spell Pierce, by the way. It's just staying in my hand, it's not going to do anything. They're not going to cast a non-creature until they have enough mana to pay for Spell Pierce. This is why I don't like this card. Alright, we drew another Solitude, that's stable, that's all good. We want to dirtle, we like dirtling. We're dirtling right now, as in like, they're doing a 1-for-1 thing, and I'm answering it with a 1-for-1 thing. No one's really going up or down in cards, but the longer the game goes, the more likely we are to draw control pieces. So we actually like dirtling. They're looking at my graveyard. What are they looking at my graveyard for? Okay, that's another Arena of Glory activation. Endurance, okay. What are they going to do? Shuffle my graveyard? Shuffle their own graveyard. Okay. And they have another Jaxus. Oh, this just adds mana of any color? That's pretty cool. And this has the whenever it's put into a graveyard text, so... I'm... Oh, I should kill both, right? Because they're going to get a birthing ritual trigger. No, I don't have to. I can't kill both with 1 Solitude. I think I'll do that. I think it's just best to just keep the creatures off the board. So I'll exile Endurance, and then I'll block Jaxus. They draw a card here, but that's fine. I 2-for-1 them here. They draw a card, that's okay. They still don't have a creature for their birthing ritual. Yep, I draw a Surveil Land. We're gonna put Surveil Land into the trash, don't need it. And now I get to... actually, let's use the mana correctly. Now I get to foretell this Doomskar. We are looking for like a Up the Beanstalk. Oh, oops. I never changed my camera. Sorry about that, guys. Never changed my camera to the gameplay camera. They are looking at their hand and deciding what to do. Okay, they have another hasted card. Another endurance, sure. Who are they going to target? Target themselves again. That's fine. Make sure you have stops. Actually, I could just exile endurance, but I don't want to exile endurance in case they like somehow kill my enchantments. I don't want them to get back so much value. Actually, no, I think I will exile endurance. I could just save life total here. Yeah, I'm just gonna exile endurance and save life total. I think that's probably for the best for me. I know I'm at 19 life, but again, we're now untapping into Eddymurk Crabs. I mean, what can they have? Another Boseiju. So now they get a 6-drop. Take action. I think I'll Surveil. Say its name. I think I'll keep Say its name on top. Sure, they get a 6-drop here. Let's see what they can do. Nothing. Okay. I'm gonna cast Say its name. Get back a land. And then I'm gonna cast Doomskar. Kill that. And now Eddymurk Crab costs 3. Let's see what they do. They have another creature. Will they draw lands this game? I guess we'll never know. Fury. 4 damage to nothing. Before combat. Flash an Eddymurk Crab. Tap Fury. Oh. They do get a creature out of this, but they didn't get to attack me. They can get a 6-drop. What 6-drop are they getting here? Ah, I see. That's the idea. Okay, that's cool. Good idea, I guess. Good idea. Let's cast another Say its name. Get rid of the Carnosaur. Attack level 5. They draw a land, maybe, eventually? No, they drew another threat. Wow, they drew another creature. Dude. Does it end? Stomp. I'm gonna Spell Pierce it. Tempo Spell Pierce. If they want the Stomp to resolve, they don't get to haste their... actually they do, because they just have the treasure tokens from their creature thing. That's unfortunate. That's a fine. That's unlucky that this thing just makes tokens for them. It's not a good card, but it's gonna be relevant here. I'm gonna take 5 damage instead of 4, instead of 1. Alright, let's draw a card. I'm gonna draw a land here. I'm gonna do what they failed to do. Oh yeah, they get a Birthing Ritual trigger as well. They get a 2-drop. Oh no, they just get another halfling. And I drew the third Say Its Name. I literally drew Say Its Name, Say Its Name, Say Its Name. I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's get back an Eddymurk Crab. Then let's exile 2 Say Its Names. Let's actually see. Where is Altanak? Is Altanak in the graveyard? No, Altanak is in the library. Put Altanak into play. I'm attacking. I have another 5/5. Actually, no, it's tapped, but it's fine. I'm attacking. Is this spell or ability? It's only spells, right? That can't target this. Oh, are they just dead? They might just be dead if they don't have a good creature. If they don't have a good creature here, they might just die. But they probably have something. Yeah, they just have another one of these. They're going to blitz this in for... What are they going to try to blitz it in for? A Fury? Roxanne doesn't save them here. They need a... discard a card, create a token that's a copy of another target creature. I don't know. They need like a... This is only a 4-drop. Like... They basically make a blitzed copy. Jaxus. So, like, that's not worth it, right? They only make a blitzed copy. It's gonna die. They should have done this in the end step so that it dies on my end step. I think that's what they were thinking that they're going for. But right now, they're just dead on board. Unless they find, like, a good 5-drop to, like, make them not die. They'll draw a card off of Jax's as well, so that's good. Just another Bone Crusher. And that just dies and draw a card. Yeah. That's some good value, but you're dead, good sir. Wait, they gained life. That's actually unlucky. Oh, wait. Oh, no, it's 19. It's perfectly 19. GG. And we are a Bant control deck that hits hard, huh? GG. We didn't draw a single card draw spell that whole game. I don't think. Apart from, well, if you want to count Say Its Name as card draw, right? We drew 1 Brainstorm that whole game. Wow. We just 1-for-1'd our way into having a massive board and just winning. That's funny. Hey, but Eddymurk Crab, right? Like, again, a threat in the control deck. That, like, if this was just, like, what was the card we were playing before? Like, just some random bad removal spell, right? I don't think we win this game. But yeah, GG. Okay, we go first. We have Say Its Name, Eddymurk Crab, and Lórien Revealed. That's worth. Keep. I will fetch my, oh, okay, we're playing as probably Show and Tell. Gonna fetch a Zagoth Triome here. We're on the play. So, okay, we're against Oops All Spells, okay. Being on the play is very nice against something like Oops All Spells. It's not Oops All Spells. Now, the thing is with these decks, every singular time I play against this deck, they have no cantrip, but counterspell, not counterspell, no cantrip, no protection, just channel on turn 2, and they win with Realmbreaker. I am not going to let that happen this time. The correct play, in my opinion, because it's only turn 2, is to set up with Say Its Name and make sure you hit a land drop for turn 3. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hold up Lórien for my land and play Mana Drain. Because I know that they're going to have it. They always have it, every single time. So let's play around them having it this round. That's not correct. This is not how you play Magic. It's a 1 in 60 for them to just have it again. It's not 1 in 60. It's more nuanced than that. Okay, Wizard's Rocket. They didn't have it this time. That's fine, though. We can just Lórien Revealed for a land. Do I want to surveil land or do I want my colors? I don't think colors matter that much. Not this game, at least. I think I'm gonna get a white surveil land. I'm just gonna play it. That's a land, that's good. Oh, I didn't need to put a land on top there because I have Say Its Name, but this guaranteed our 5th land drop as well, so I'll take that. Opponent is thinking about their decisions. The person who always thinks has nothing to think about but thoughts. Pause a turn. I'm gonna say its name, right? There's a fetch land down there? Yeah, I'm gonna say its name. Drastically reducing the cost of our Eddymurk Crabs. And we can put a mana drain on top with Mystic Sanctuary if we really needed to. I'm not countering Assemble the Team, that's not worth it. Shock. Dark Ritual. Now, do I counter the Ritual or do I counter the Channel? I'm going to counter the whatever comes out of this Ritual. Another Ritual. Sure. Beseech the Mirror would bargain. Ironcrag Feet. They can only cast one more spell this turn. They could cast the Tendrils of Agony. Okay, so the reason why I waited for so long is I was playing around Veil of Summer. And the cool thing with Ironcrag is they cannot cast another spell this turn. So this just resolves. They can't cast a spell here. Even if they have the Veil of Summer in hand, Ironcrag Feed says you can't cast more than one spell, and they cast the Charbelcher. So that's not going to resolve it, regardless of what they try here. They're not allowed to cast spells. Unless there's an activated ability that bounces this back to their hand. But they can't cast Veil of Summer here, even if they have it in hand. That's why I waited so long. That's why I didn't cast counter the Ironcrag Feet. And I think right now they're realizing, oh wow, I can't cast spells. I can't cast my Veil of Summer. They should have led on Veil of Summer before this whole interaction. Because then I would have had to counter the Veil of Summer anyway. So if you are a combo player, sometimes you don't have to blow your opponent out with a Veil of Summer if you're just going to win anyway. If they cast Veil of Summer and I manage win the Veil of Summer, I'm tapped out. So they can just win, right? So yeah, sometimes it's correct to just go for the Veil of Summer first and not wait for them to counter, because now they're in a position where they're not allowed to cast Veil of Summer because of their own spell. And now they have to rebuild from 2 cards against my 2 5/5s. They are currently timing up. Alright, this is the part where I'm going to fast forward the tape if it lasts all the way, because they have one more entire clock, so enjoy while I yap to you in 2x speed. What good top decks do we have here? We could top deck, Up the Beanstalk would be good, Say Its Name would be alright. I would like to see something like a Teferi maybe, or or my Lórien Revealed. Do we still have that? Yeah, we still have Lórien Revealed in the deck. That would be a good top deck. Yeah, their line was just not great in my opinion. Obviously I could counter the Dark Ritual, but if I counter the Dark Ritual, they Veil Summer and boom, they win the game. So I like my play of waiting there. But yeah, anyway, let's wait for them to realize they can't cast Veil of Summer and pause the turn. Pause the turn. Oh, Spell Pierce is a great draw here. Spell Pierce is a great draw. Alright. I'm just gonna play a land and pause the turn. Leyline of the Void. Spell Pierce. Again, they Veil of Summer in their hand, looking very awkward. Pass the end step. I get to put Mana Drain in my hand. And now comes the real beats of this deck, the reason why we're an aggro deck. Eddymurk Crab, 2-turn clock. Submit 0. Win the game off of 2 spells, and they lose. I'm like 98% sure their last card is Veil of Summer, and they just didn't play the game right, and that's why they lost. Yeah, Eddymurk Crab. In a normal control deck here, I have to wait until I finally find my Uros, and then I can cast Uro, and then I have a 6 damage per turn clock on them that gains me life and draws me cards, or I have to like get Oko and start plussing Oko, or even with Flage. Obviously with Flage Arena of Glory, that's great, that's a 2-turn clock as well, but we're in red, we're not green anymore, we can't play Up the Beanstalk, which is a broken card advantage engine. Eddymurk Crab. Eddymurk Crab just being the threat here, just like, you're dead in 2 turns. Like, you get 2 top decks. If your top decks aren't exactly Goblin Charbelcher or Besiege the Mirror, you lose. And I'm putting a counterspell on top, so you have to protect it with Veil of Summer as well. So just putting them in that spot is really good, in my opinion. That's just a good deck. So yeah, GG. All right. I go first. I have Up the Beanstalk in my hand and a bunch of removal. Keep. We'll start with the Surveil land. Hope to find more mana. Oh, they're mulliganing. I'm not a fan of Stern Scolding, I'll be very honest with you. Like, I'm supposed to play this land here so I can Stern Scolding their 1-drop, but I just don't want to. Like, Stern Scolding isn't that good. Teferi is a good pickup. I think I will keep Teferi, even though it's not a land, and that's risky. Like, yeah, if they... Okay, they're just on show and tell. Okay, that's fair. I'm on the play, so I get to tap out here. Not worried. Up the Beanstalk, that's an Eddymurk Crab, not bad. I'm gonna cycle a Solitude here. I don't need my removal spells anyway, and this lets me draw a card. I think finding answers is better. Ooh, they're mana draining because they want to go off next turn, huh? Okay. Okay, we do have Commandeer. We have Commandeer available, I guess. So they get 5 mana. Shock. Show and tell, they just have it. Okay. I can't... Gaining control of show and tell does actual nothing. So I'm just gonna have to let this resolve. Put in an Eddymurk Crab. Let's hope that they can't win here. Brainstorm. Do I commandeer a Brainstorm? I don't think so. I have to commandeer one of the key spells, and I hope they don't find an Atraxa here, by the way. I hope they don't find an Atraxa. Because I can't be Atraxa. Okay, pass the turn. Oh wow, okay, they threw. Okay. Should have put the land on top, because I would have liked a land here. Let's fetch a Meticulous Archive. Brainstorm, it's been Brainstorm. Mana Drain. Okay. I'm gonna Teferi. Like, let them have an instant spell, right? So their Mana Drain, my Teferi. I'm gonna commandeer their Mana Drain. Oh my god, they have the third mana drain, dude. Oh my god. And I draw a land. They have the third mana drain. Okay, let's hope their top card isn't good. They have the third mana drain in Show and Tell. Okay, let's hope that they lose because they're a counterspell build of Show and Tell. 10 mana. And you have other non-missions in play. And they pass the turn. I'm just gonna hold up. They might. It's not impossible. It's two more turns. They have 2 more top decks to get out of this. Born Upon a Wind. That's fine. That only draws 1 card. I can't let Waterlogged Teachings resolve. This wins the game. Okay, that resolves. Pass the turn. Swords to Plowshares, dude. Really? It couldn't have been a better card. I think I just have to attack them with Eddymurk Crab. I could cycle my Doomskar, but that destroys my own crab. So I just have to hope they don't draw it here. Yeah, we win. Okay, thank you. Yes! Yes, I love that. I love that. I love that. I absolutely love that. That is why Eddymurk Crab again coming in clutch. This card is overperforming, but that is why you don't play counterspells in Show and Tell. If these counterspells are just Veil of Summers or Thought Seizes, you probably win this game. But because he thinks that he can play counterspells in a combo deck, he's gonna lose. Yeah, it worked. You did have a turn 3 Show and Tell off of your mana drain mana, but you would have had a turn 3 Show and Tell off of lands anyway if you wanted to. I didn't have a protection spell. So he was gonna do that anyway. If these are Thought Seizes, I don't win that game. I have no chance at winning if that's a Thought Seize, because he just Thought Seizes Teferi. I don't win that. But my opponent is playing counter magic in Show and Tell, so they just get beaten down and die. Obviously, also, moral of the story as well, don't go for a preemptive Omniscience, and Omniscience on its own doesn't win you the game. You have to actually draw into your win con. They should have sculpted a bit more. They felt pressured because I was a controller, because I showed them that I'm a control deck. But, hey, we won, so I'll take it. Okay, we have an Up the Beanstalk hand, finally. Opponent goes first. We have awkward mana, but we have Up the Beanstalk. I think we trust Up the Beanstalk with this one. Opponent said hello. Let's say hello back. Misty Rainforest. Okay. Thought sees me. Inquisition of Kozilek. Okay, well, I can take my Beanstalk or my mana drain or my counterspell. I drew another one. That is what we call the Thoughtseize bug. They're fueling Eddymurk Crab with that, by the way, just saying. What deck are they on? Inquisition? Oh, they're just on Show and Tell, using Inquisition instead of Thoughtseize. Okay. Sure. Inquisition me again. Gonna fetch Breeding Pool here, and I'm gonna Brainstorm. I don't draw a blue land. That's tragic. That is tragic, by the way. Okay. Let's hide this on top. Not drawing a blue land there is actually tragic. Blue land or Spell Pierce? I needed one of... Oh, wait, why didn't I hide my Beanstalk? What am I doing? That was a massive misplay. I had to hide my Beanstalk there. Massive, massive misplay. I don't know why I didn't hide my Beanstalk. I was just not thinking of that. To be fair, if they go for a win here, I lose either way, so that's unlucky, but... If they had it, they had it. Dark Ritual. Waterlogged Teachings. That's not a Show and Tell. That could be getting a, Oh, it reveals it anyway, so I get to see what they get here. I hope they don't get, like, a Veil of Summer. Okay, a Brainstorm. That's not gonna win. That's a very interesting line. That's a very, very, very interesting line. Because now, they got a Brainstorm? So their hand has to be Show and Tell, Omniscience, and then they have to win off of the Brainstorm. Otherwise, their hand has to be Show and Tell, Atraxa, put in Atraxa, but that's fine. I'm weighing my options here if I want to hold up mana drain or just go for Teferi. And I think I actually just want to go... Oh, hello? Just go for Teferi. Because, like, how do they win here? This Brainstorm has to come up with Show and Tell Omniscience win. There's no way they have that. If they have that, sure, you got me. If this is off the top, Show and Tell Omniscience win, sure, you won. Like, you're good. Assemble the team. That's what I thought. So I don't have a win here. We can now very comfortably set up Say Its Name into Say Its Name Flooded Strand. Can even draw an extra card if we need to. Oh, that's Altanak. I'm just gonna set up Say Its Name Flooded Strand. Fetch that, play that, plus Teferi. We have a crab coming now, so we're fine. We're happy with the outcome. Veil of Summer. Counter that. And they concede. Yeah, the reason why I counter that Veil of Summer so easily there is, here's the thing. Yeah, if they have Show and Tell, Omniscience, Atraxa, they win. But what are the odds of them having Show and Tell, Omniscience, Atraxa after one tutor? Not very high. They could have had it, but my highest percentage play there is just counter Veil of Summer. Like, if they want to Show and Tell, I put in Altanak and see how fast they can beat that. And I have a Teferi in play, so even if they put in the Omniscience and don't win, the Omniscience is going back to their hand. So I think I'm just favored in that game. And that's why I went for the play of, okay, they could have Show and Tell, but do I play Teferi anyway? And yes, I play Teferi anyway in that situation. We go first, we have lands and spells. This is a beautiful hand. Keep. Amazing hand. They mulligan. Please don't be against Show and Tell again. Play this. We're going to fetch Raugrin Triome here, or if we need to, we can emergency fetch a removal spell. Watery Grave. That's what I like to see. Fetch Raugrin Triome. Shock this in. Play Up the Beanstalk. Into Leyline Binding. Okay. That's not bad. Alright, what are they playing? Yep, they're playing Show and Tell. That's good for them. I'm gonna Brainstorm here. Didn't find a mana drain. I'm gonna put back Altanak. I'm gonna put back Altanak and Say Its Name. Play. Oh no, that's my only untapped green source. Okay, so I can't. My plan was to Boseiju in response to the Leyline Binding if they respond. But I don't have another untapped green source. I don't think, not in the deck. Yeah, I don't have another untapped green source in the deck, so that's rough. Gonna have to dodge them going for a win here, unfortunately. And I could have brainstormed off of Raugrin Triome and would have been totally fine. That's actually unlucky. Gonna put in Leyline Binding. Dig Through Time. I'm gonna let them dig through time. I get one more look, by the way. I get one more look, because I don't have an untapped green source. Two more looks, actually. Dig through time. They can keep digging. That's fine. Veil of Summer doesn't stop that. Hullbreaker Horror. Sure. Dig Through Time. Sure. In response, I'm gonna shock this. I'm gonna shock in a Hallowed Fountain. And I'm gonna exile this to cast Solitude. Draw a card, which drew me a land, by the way. Oh, Spell Pierce would have been nice. Okay, Omniscience is gone, so their turn ends here. They get 2 more cards out of the deck. Again, I don't think Hullbreaker Horror is the card for Show and Tell. I just don't think it's a good card for Show and Tell. But Show and Tell players, they love their Hullbreaker Horror for some reason, so I don't know, man. So I'm just gonna play this here. Surveil. Do I keep a land? I don't. Oh wait, do I keep a land? I think I do keep a land, because then I can hardcast Solitude. So now I have Spell Pierce into, and Boseiju available. That was close, by the way. We almost lost to Auto Tapper. So they're going to Show and Tell, going to Spell Pierce. That gets countered, nice. My turn. I'm going to play Misty Rainforest. Pass a turn. And I'm going to put Spell Pierce on top by the... no, never mind. Maybe not. Because they're going to have 5 mana. If they don't have... No, I'm not going to put Spell Pierce on top. It's not worth it. Because they'll have 5 mana available. Deck Ritual into the bin. They need to find another win here. Assemble the team. That's not a win. So we get a turn. Actually, maybe I do put Spell Pierce on top. Maybe I do put Spell Pierce on top. Are they gonna go for another win here? They are. Okay. Sure. I think I hold control here. I think I'm gonna put in... Yeah, I'm gonna hold full control. In response to my Solitude's trigger, I'm gonna Boseiju. So this way they can't cast sorceries, they can only cast instants. Yep, they didn't have anything. And then I'm gonna fetch a Surveil land. If I put in... Oh wait, Eddymurk has a triggered ability. Oh, I was meant to put in Eddymurk, my bad. I was supposed to just put in Eddymurk. I forgot that it has a triggered ability when it enters the battlefield. I don't need full control anymore. I completely forgot that Eddymurk has a triggered ability. I thought it was only activate. It doesn't. I thought it just didn't have an ability. Yeah, I was supposed to put in Eddymurk, but that's fine. They cost the same now, so it doesn't really matter. Get a Surveil land. Brainstorm is good. I'll take a Brainstorm, because I can get rid of this Stern Scolding that's doing nothing in the matchup. Sure. That's perfect. I now have Eddymurk available and like 2 answers to their deck. This is looking very good for me now. I'm not going to cast Eddymurk yet because they might just, you know, have like a Born Upon a Wind into the win. But let's see. Sure. Or maybe I do play Eddymurk now. Because they don't have a win yet. Yeah, I'll play Eddymurk because I have to draw through these bad cards. Let's play Eddymurk. Yeah, because they can't physically have Born Upon a Wind, Show and Tell, Omniscience. If they just have an Omniscience, that doesn't do anything. So, let's tighten the clock on them. I'm not going to foretell Doomskar here. Yeah, I have double answer here as well, so they can't even like put in like an Atraxa or anything. Counter that. And they can see GG. Wow. Eddymurk Crab, dude. Every game it's relevant. It's so relevant. Alright. Okay, I see you. And we are back for the post-game chat. And man, am I glad I switched the recording, switched decks. Because, oh my god, this deck was fun. Like, what? Like, what even is this? Like, how is this deck good, bro? Eddymurk Crab, man. I I wasn't familiar with their game. I wasn't familiar with your game, Eddymurk Crab. The good old Eddy, like, this is good. Like, in specifically this shell, obviously, okay. Now, first of all, I'm sorry that the games today were literally some deck and then show and tell, show and tell, show and tell. People are just playing a lot of show and tell, okay? But man, oh man, Eddymurk Crab, you're onto something. Updates to the deck. I think we need a second untapped green source. Something has to change here. I don't know which land I want to sub out. Maybe a basic forest. Probably not though. Maybe just another breeding pool. I think untapped green is actually more important than untapped white, than having two untapped white sources. And we have the plains for an untapped white source. So I think the correct number is 1 Hallowed Fountain, 2 breeding pool. Because being able to just have your Boseiju available is more important in my opinion. But yeah, that's it. Eddymurk Crab completely overshot what I expected it to do. Completely. This card was good without Up the Beanstalk. It wasn't amazing, but it was good enough, in my opinion, without Up the Beanstalk, to where, like, it's just a threat in a blue-white control deck. Would I play it in pure blue-white? Probably not, because pure blue-white just has a different idea of what it wants to do. But with Up the Beanstalk, drawing cards off casting this for 2 mana, 5/5 that taps 2 creatures, which has an enters the battlefield ability, so that if you put it in up for show and tell, you can respond to your own creature. Okay. Okay. This card was good, especially with Beanstalk. When you had, I never had multiple Beanstalks in play, but with one Beanstalk, this card felt unbeatable. That's all I'm gonna say. This card was good. I like Say Its Name to mill yourself. It was oftentimes the Say Its Name would make Eddymurk Crab go from a 6-drop to a 2-drop. Like, it was really good. I really like it. And the one-off Teferi was relevant so many times, like, or would have been relevant so many times, was very relevant in the last game. And yeah, wow, this deck doesn't disappoint. Me personally, I don't like Stern Scolding. It's often dead. I think the correct play is to just have Counterspell in your deck as well as Mana Drain. Spell Pierce wasn't too bad, but it also kind of falls off. I don't like these conditional cast Counterspells. I just don't like them. But yeah, this was a good card, good deck. I really enjoyed playing this deck. It was really fun. Eddymurk Crab, definitely a player in Up the Beanstalk, in my opinion, at least in Timeless. Should you play in older formats? Probably not. It's probably not a legacy card, to be honest. But in Timeless, this card is amazing. And the fact that Eddymurk Crab with Up the Beanstalk is legal in Explorer, that might warrant some looking into. Like, Leyline Binding, Eddymurk Crab. I don't think Commandeer is legal in Explorer. Yeah. I don't think Commandeer is legal in Explorer. I don't think it is, but Leyline Binding, Eddymurk Crab, Altanak package, that's all legal in Explorer. So, who knows? We might have to look into that. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments for me. Let's go open a pack to end off the video. Alright, we have a Modern Horizons 3 pack here to open. We are working our way towards our free Mythic Wildcard. Let's see what we get. We get a rare. We got Thief of Existence. I remember people thinking this card is going to be an all-star playable card because it excels the One Ring. I think I've lost a Teferi Time Raveler to this once since it's been printed, and then it's never seen play again. To be fair, I play a lot of Arena, and the Eldrazi deck just doesn't see any play on Arena because we don't have Eldrazi Temple. But this card, I'm pretty sure this card was more hyped up than Soaring Microspawn, and Soaring Microspawn ended up being insane in, like, Legacy. So, hey, there you have it. Other than that, Sneaky Snacker is cool for tempo. When you draw your 3rd card, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. This is kind of the only other card other than Tameo that cares about drawing your 3rd card specifically. But yeah, that's very interesting. Good card in Pauper, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm not really into the format. Don't really know anything about Pauper, but this card sees play there, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty bad. Yeah, pretty bad pack, to be honest, but it is what it is. We're filling it out, and we're making bold progress every time we do. So I'll take it. Anyway, guys, that's all from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Not much to say here, other than I'm the control guy, and I bid you all farewell. Have a great day. Peace.
I played these games before!